3 things you need to do after a breakup. These 3 things are crucial. They are really important. If you're gonna make these 3 things right after the breakup, you can help yourself to heal faster. You can recover faster. If you even miss one of them, you can get stuck on your ex, and your terror of thoughts would be keep going in you and keep chasing you. You will keep holding this baggage, and you can ruin your future relationships if you don't do these 3 things. So make sure to watch the video till the end, subscribe on my channel, and let's get started. So first of all, it would be impossible for you to process all your emotions in a healthy way, and it can lead to holding everything in and backfire to you later. Also, this is very important if you want to build healthy relationships afterwards. And you can use this breakup as the superpower for growth. Let me tell you a story about one of my clients, which I recently was coaching. So Sam has a terrible breakup. She was devastated. When she called me, she was like, I cannot do this anymore. Like, it's been 3 months. I thought I would be able to move on, but she couldn't. She was stuck. Funny thing that she contacted me right after the breakup, and we had a call, and I was like, Sam, you need to have their coaching with me. I think I'm gonna go by myself. That's okay. I'm going to travel. Like, I'm pretty woman. I was like, okay, be careful anyway. They were together for 2 years, and then they had to break up because the parents didn't approve. And they knew it would come eventually at some point because they were from the different families, from different countries. They have beautiful relationships. They got really well along, but family is something which you cannot go against. So they were prepared for it, but even though it was shocking, and they both of them totally underestimate the amount of pain they were having after the breakup. So the biggest misunderstanding was that she thought that she was so strong, self-sufficient, gorgeous woman that she wouldn't have even to suffer after the separation, because she's kind of doing all the right things. You know, she's self-sufficient, she's good looking. It's not a problem for her to find a man, like, whatsoever. So she doesn't have a fear of like that she would never meet anybody after this guy. But this is not the problem. The problem is that she was holding herself so strong, and she hasn't allowed herself to even process this breakup. She just cut it off and said, okay, I'm gonna be fine. But man, you have so many things connected to this man, and their connection was really strong, and the relationships were very beautiful. So how can you even imagine that cutting off the person wouldn't backfire to you afterwards if you don't process it? So clearly, 2 months later, Sam called me, and she was like, I cannot do it on my own. I'm stuck. She was like, I tried dating, I went traveling, I spent lots of great girls' nights out. She had really wonderful dates. And like, as I said, she's a beautiful woman, so it's not a problem for her to meet a guy. But every time she went on a date, she was pulling back, and she was like, no, I cannot kiss you, I'm sorry. And it was a call for her. The body was telling her that she's not ready for this. She's not ready to move on. But clearly, she couldn't accept this to herself. So because she didn't process it in a right way, her body was basically screaming, I don't want it, I cannot do this. So she was like, the guy's going her way, and she's like, oh, sorry. And clearly, like, you need to listen to your body and your mind and like your intuition, especially women. Women must listen to their intuition. Our intuition is the best we have. It's our superpower. And we always know what is best for us. And Sam was completely ignoring it, matter of fact. And then it backfired her that she was so stuck. And then she ended up crying daily basis, like crying nonstop. Good thing she called me finally, because she was holding, and then she broke. That's what happens when you're trying to hold your emotions and not allowing yourself to be vulnerable and allowing yourself to actually accept the fact that, okay, I'm suffering from a breakup. Because breakup is painful. Like, we shouldn't underestimate the amount of pain breakup is causing us. It's a huge deal. So after one session, she realized that holding strong was playing against her because it backfired to her so badly. So here is what I recommended to her to do first. First of all, I told her to take a break. Not take a break from work, traveling, or something like this, but give herself a break. let herself be vulnerable. It's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable at this time. It's okay not to be strong. It's okay to cry. It's okay to complain. It's okay to be soft and very sensitive during this period. And you need to tell your friends, like, I'm sorry, but like, I need this time. I cannot be strong anymore. And let me tell you, friends gonna support you. And of course, you shouldn't dump in all your emotions on one person. Ideally, pick like 5 friends and like call them like every other day. So you call them once a week and nobody is bothered, you know? And I don't mean going out on daily basis, because Sam was going out. She was meeting her friends all the time. They were like talking, chatting, everything was fun. But the thing is, she wasn't able to say goodbye to these beautiful relationships. And as a result, she got stuck on her emotions. And her friends thought that, oh, she's doing well, so she doesn't need any help and support. And they're like, okay, like chill. It's like, it's okay, forget about him. Move on, you're already going on dates. But this is fake strength, matter of fact. This is the problem. Because she wasn't ready to move on. She hasn't processed anything. And her friends, because she was not telling them how she really felt, because she was like, okay, if I tell that like after 3 months I'm still feeling pain, like it's not okay and they're gonna judge me. This is the thing. If you don't let yourself take a break, like let yourself be vulnerable, then you wouldn't be able to move on. And your friends wouldn't be able to actually support you because they wouldn't understand how you feel. Nobody knows how you feel. And especially friends, even they look, okay, if you're crying, that clearly something is wrong. But if you seem normal, if you're laughing, if you're going out, then there are no red flags that you're not doing well. So make sure to inform your friends that actually all this cover, all this strength is not the reality, that you're still suffering and burning inside. And when you accept yourself, when you allow yourself to feel all of these emotions, that's when the moving on process starts. But giving yourself a break doesn't mean to do it forever. So the second thing I recommend to do is give yourself a deadline, because you can get stuck on this break mode and you would be stuck on it forever. And then you can go into victim mode and you're like, oh my God, I feel so bad. I'm still like suffering from the breakup. It's like, yeah, of course, everybody's timing is different. This is fine. But if you don't do anything actually to move on, then it would be endless journey. And trust me, this is not what you want. You would never be able to build healthy relationships with the next man or even get your ex back if you don't deal with yourself first. So this is important. So make sure to pick yourself a deadline. It can be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, any timing. Because during this timing, you will allow yourself to truly be vulnerable, like cry. And you tell your friends, okay, I'm giving this 2 months. I'm not gonna go on dates. I'm not gonna do anything wrong. I will just focus on myself, process my emotions, maybe call you and discuss my relationships with my ex multiple times. Sorry about it in advance. And I can assure you, every friend of yours would say, of course, girl, that's cool. Because you will let them know the rules for you. And this is important part in open communication, is actually telling people how you want them to communicate with you. And matter of fact, if this timing is not enough for you, that's also okay, that's fine. Then you just extend it. But make sure not to abuse this thing, because then it's also can backfire you and you can still get stuck on this break mode. And I'm going to tell you what else you need to do in order not to stuck on this break mode in another video. So by doing this, by setting yourself a break mode, you will tell yourself, you will program your brain that, okay, we have this period of time that we are processing this. Like, for example, you know, when you go to like study some subject at school, university, and you have a semester to learn this stuff. You don't have 5 years to do it. Like, you know, this semester will end in 3 months, and that's it. And if you want it, you don't want it. If you want to pass the exam, you have to learn this book. You have to do these exercises, do these assignments. And if you don't pass the exam, then you take it second time. And let me tell you, how many times would you want to take it over and over again? And probably by the third time, you would be already knowing the subject like better than a teacher. So here is the thing, by programming your brain for the certain timeline, you allowing yourself to feel all the emotions, but you know there is the end for it. And our brain can easily process things which are certain and finished and has timelines. Very often we cannot process breakups because of the uncertainty, because our brain cannot process unfinished business. But once we know that something is certain, then we're good to go. And again, let me repeat myself. Everybody is different. Some people need 1 week, some people need 1 year. It depends. Also depends on the length of relationships. But first, maybe give yourself 3 months on the cry out vulnerable mode. Then there is a second mode you can go into. But make sure to give yourself a deadline. And step 3 is super important. You have to start processing your emotions. If you just let yourself, okay, I'm vulnerable, okay, I feel sad, okay, I don't feel good. If you don't name the exact emotions you're feeling, you would be stuck again because you would be still covered with a lot of uncertainty. So next step you should take is to name every single emotion you're experiencing right now. So start with the simple ones. Maybe it's anger. Maybe he broke up with you, or maybe he cheated and you broke up with him. Anger is a great feeling to move on. Anger is really powerful emotion which can let you to move on faster. If it's just anger, usually it's not. So first of all, okay, I'm angry. What exactly I'm angry about? Because he cheated, because he broke my trust, because he left me, because we had all these plans, because I don't know what else guys do, bad stuff. Because he lied to me, because he was texting this girl, because he promised me this and didn't do it. So all of these things which happen to you and you're angry about, write them down. Tell them to your friends. Let this anger out. Then use the ecological way to process this emotion. If it's anger in particular, go to gym, do physical activity. Anger is working amazing with the body. Let these emotions get out in physical activities instead of screaming at their salesman in the store, for example, because that's usually two options we have to get rid of the anger. We either go to gym or we start screaming at the salesperson because they are so slow. Imagine if you're having a day in spa, would you really scream at the salesman in the store? I really doubt it. And you wouldn't fight with anybody in the line because this is an unprocessed emotions that talking inside you. So make sure to do physical activities so you actually have the ecological way of dealing with them. Then, for example, you're feeling sad. What exactly are you feeling sad about? Write it all down. You are sad because you don't have physical touch anymore. You are sad because all your plans are ruined. Then, once you have this on paper, you will see what you're sad about, and then you would be able to take an action about this. You would for example, if your plans are ruined, okay, make new plans. If, for example, you're missing physical touch, go book a massage for yourself. I'm not telling you to go into the rebound and get a new boyfriend as soon as possible. No, this can actually hold you back from the moving on process. You should watch my video. But matter of fact, if you're missing physical touch, there are many ways how you can deal with that without feeling sad about losing your relationships. And please remember, it's totally okay to feel sad and angry after a breakup. And you are not alone, and it's a part of the process. Then I want you to process the happy emotions, the positive ones. What was good about these emotions? What were the happy moments about it? Maybe you're gonna cry later, but that would be a good cry. It would be a good, gentle cry. Make sure to write down in details what made you happy. And what I'm repeating here is that every time you're processing each emotion, only focus on one thing. So for example, if it's sad, what are the sad moments? If it's happiness, what are the happy moments? You don't go to the angry ones. You only look at the happy ones and that's it. Then What are you grateful for? I'm sure it wasn't all bad. So that's fine. And one thing is very important as well. If you were the one who broke up with the guy, it's also okay to feel sad. It's totally fine. It's very underestimated that if you were the one who broke up with the person, then you're not supposed to suffer. This is wrong. You are suffering as much as the partner who was broken up with. So that's totally fine. Allow yourself to go through this process. So if you let yourself to process all these emotions and really deal with them in an ecological way, then you would raise your self-awareness, and it would be much easier for you to help yourself and move on faster, because you would understand and feel yourself much better, and it will be much easier for you to deal with your emotions. So if you are right now feeling sad, devastated, angry, upset, you're feeling stuck, you don't know what to do, just follow these 3 simple steps which I just mentioned. Give yourself a break, put a deadline for this break, and then make sure to process all the emotions. And if you feel angry, use the ecological ways how to deal with the anger. And if you feel that it's not enough for you, and maybe you already tried all of this, you can join my 7-day breakup challenge, where you have videos and assignments for every single day. I'm telling you what to do. So if you're feeling stuck, if you don't know how to deal with yourself, join my 7-day breakup challenge. And I can assure you, in 7 days, you will see the light in the end of the tunnel. The situation wouldn't be as bad as you're feeling it now. And it's just 7 days. And on the last day, if you want, you can book a session with me one-on-one where we can review your process and see how you can move forward in the most sufficient way for you. This is optional. You can just watch the videos and do everything by yourself if you want to. Meanwhile, download my breakup guide. It's completely free, and you can find the link down here. And I will be posting more videos about breakup and separation, because I know how hard it is to actually move on after it. So I wish you a quick recovery. It was Katya, and I wish you an amazing day.